Welcome back. This is Timo, and we're looking at Appzio using PHP. Um, any good application needs some controller code, so we need to respond to user input and user actions. And since this action, even though on the web admin, it's just the one action here with some configuration parameters. It is a small application on its own, so it can have different display modes. It can do a lot of different things. Let's take it bit by bit. We'll add a button first, and then we attach some functionality on the button. Remember this sample application of ours that at the moment looks like this. So we're going to be adding a button here and then attaching some functionality. Let's dive into the code. If we want the button to appear on the footer, we could write this data footer, this get text button, and this will automatically inherit also all the colors. Say me, and this will require at least a parameter called ID. So let's call it the saver. And upload the changes. Here we go. Let's do a refresh. And there's a button called Save Me. Now, this doesn't actually do anything except contact the server. So let's attach some functionality. In order to keep our code well organized, we'll be treating the tab 1 as our controller, purely as the controller. And this ID we can catch from a variable called this menu ID. So let's build a little switch here and say case the saver. We'll create the functions in a bit. And the view. And also let's use a proper capitalization here. Public function the view. So then we can add your data was saved. So what happens here now is that by default, unless we have a menu ID, the saver, we will be showing the default view. So now when we upload the changes, the action should look exactly like it was looking before. Let's do a refresh. Yes, it looks like it was before. When we click on it, it outputs this part of the code saying that your data was saved. Okay, fair and square. Let's actually save some data now. On the main view, we'll add a form field. It doesn't have initially any content. Hint, input your name. Now, if you want this string to be translatable, so that you could have the application on several different languages, which usually is the case, we would write it like this. And I'll explain to you in a bit what happens here. Forgot to upload the changes once again. I'm sure there's an automatic saving, just don't have it enabled. So here we have a text field. It doesn't have any formatting, so it looks kind of plain. Let's add little formatting. Now I'm going to write it as an inline style so that you see how the inline style works. So background color width and border radius 8 and upload. It's here. It's still a little funny since it's aligned left. Let's mind about that a little later. So now I write my name, Timo, and then when I say save me, this data is now available. So let's attach this field to a variable. We simply write variable. We have some preset variables, for example name, or if we want to create a custom variable that the action uses, we can add it here. So we could say example name thingy like this, and then we refer it to lovingly as the example name thingy. And here we will output the submit variables. So submit variables is a special variable that gets set with all the submitted data. Let's upload the changes. Okay, there went the data. Refresh, input the name, save me, and here we can see that we have a variable called example name thingy. Now this is not automatically saved. If we want simply to save any variable that's set and they with the correct namings, we could just say here save variables, and that's it. So now it would actually get saved to this particular user. So the variables are always user specific. Another way to handle it is that maybe we do something with the data. We can refer it to like this. So we can say this save variable, and the variable is example name thingy, and the content is get submitted variable by name. So some of the ways to access data, we can refer it to, we can find it here from the submit variables, but that's always tricky because it might not be set. So we can safely call this, if it's not set, it'll just return false, and we'll save this variable. Now let's use this variable. So we save the variable, so we will use it here. Let's add get variable up. So it's the function is called get saved variable, so we can refer it to by its name. And again, it was example name thingy. So now what's going to happen is that we save the variable from here. Currently it's not set, so it's 0. Timo, data was saved, refresh, and here is the updated value from the variable. So on this little video, I've shown how to create the controller, how to attach some functionality to buttons. In addition to get text button, actually we normally use an on-click event. I'll just quickly show also how to configure that. So on click, we have few shortcuts on how to write this, or helper functions. So action is submit ID is on clicker. Let's create here on clicker on clicker. So we have on clicker, and then here array on click. So this on click event you can add to almost any element. So it can be also on a row or a picture or whatever. So we have this. Upload. Okay, let's just correct spelling here. Here we go. And this will be shown now on the saver. So we first need to press save, and then we should be getting to the hey there when we click on the text. Let's see if it works as intended. Well, first we refresh, input your name. Actually, so that we wouldn't need to input the name every time, we can do same thing here. So on the text fields, we'll just put this get saved variable, example name thingy. Here we go. Upload. Save me, and now on your data was saved as an on-click event, and it got us to hey there. So now we completed a full circle, used a couple different options on how to trigger events. We have quite a few menu actions. For example, complete action. Now this would complete the action, move to a next action if we have such one defined. So let's see what happens. This will actually make our whole action disappear. All the different menu items are explained on the documentation, so you can trigger sharing and a lot of other things. So save. And now, actually, before completing this action, let's go and add an action that would come after this one. So completed. Action type is message. Well done. So we have another action there now created. When we click on completing the action, we'll come to this action. If we complete this as well, our application is basically going to be empty. So let's have a very quick recap. We have our custom action here with few different functionalities, few different views, little bit of functionality where we activate the view, save the variable, use the variable on one view, and all this fits into 50 lines of custom code. That's it for this section. Stay tuned for more videos. Thanks very much for watching.